Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, a few things have changed since my last video. As you can see, they're both sitting here. Last video, let's start off there. I was jumping the starter solenoid in order to get both of these to turn over, and both of them were spitting out water. Now I had one key. One key went to the red one over there because it was labeled red. But it wasn't actually working. It wasn't turning over with the key. So even though the key was labeled red, it didn't actually go to that MPIM. I took the MPIM off and it said XP 2001 on the back of it, handwritten. This is a 99 GSX. So turns out, I think they're compatible. Someone swapped out the MPIM. The key didn't match it. What I was able to do was get this key programmed for that MPIM at the dealership. While I was there, I purchased a key for this one and got it programmed to this MPIM. And while I was at it, I got my other jet ski GSX that's outside. I've got a 97 GSX, a 99 GSX Limited, and this one is the 2000 GTX. I got all three of the keys programmed for these two Seadoos, and they're swappable. So any one of those three keys will start these two. And then I can use just that one key to go back out to my GSX and start it. Had I taken it to the dealership as well, they could have made all three keys compatible. Anyhow, let me tell you about my experience at the dealership. They're there to sell jet skis, first and foremost. So they told me, don't waste any money on these. Throw them out. You're not going to get them to start. They're never going to be worth anything. I said, well, for the amount of money I paid, it's worth it for me to invest the $120 to get the keys made and programmed and give it a whirl. And they said, oh, it won't work. That's how they started off. Then they realized, I told them, I'm going to do it regardless. And then they decided, okay, well, if you add compressed air, if you try to lean it onto its side, if you add WD-40 down inside there while you're cranking it, those things will help get the water out, and then you get them to run, and then you'll be satisfied. So when I first walked in, of course, they seen my girlfriend go straight to the brand new Seadoos, and she's looking at those things, and they were hoping that maybe we would be interested in buying a Spark or a Fish Pro or a Wake Pro or something like that. No, not this guy. I'm all about my projects. All right, so anyhow, eventually they came on board, and they were a wonderful dealership to deal with once they realized that we weren't there to buy. We were there to get service. So they hooked everything up. They got their technician to come talk to me about how to get this out. I started reading more forums and things online, and here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my shop vac and a rag. I'm going to stick it inside the exhaust, and I'm going to try to get a vacuum going with the shop vac. I'm going to pull each one of the plugs, and I'm going to use compressed air, and I'm going to blow down inside there, and one of the cylinders will be on the exhaust port, or I got to get it to it. I'm going to shut the fuel off. That's important. Bump it over until when I blow compressed air, I can hear it blowing the water. It'd be like a gurgling sound. This up at an angle, this is just me. I decided I was going to put the jet skis up at an angle last night. Last night I did get this one to fire. I do have spark. So what I do is, you never tighten down the spark plugs all the way because it gets full compression. You can hydrolock. So I put them in maybe 1 or 2 screws. And so water can still blow past it. Compression can still blow past it. And I was able to get this one to fire, but it didn't take and it didn't stay. And that happened 3 times. This one I haven't really messed with too many times, but I'm confident in both of them. Now, water's in the oil. I got to drain both the oil reservoirs, both the fuel reservoirs. Drain all that out. But first things first, getting these engines, getting the water out of these engines. Things that I've got premix, 2-cycle oil and gas, which I've been putting down inside the cylinders. straight gasoline, parts cleaner, a funnel. And then last night I charged the batteries fully charged. Alright, I will get back with you guys once I'm set up and once I'm running. Well, working.